On this week's vlog, we get lost in the Rocky Mountains, see the solar eclipse from Wyoming, we take a boat trip, and meet a lovely cider maker. This week, we are meeting up with Dave and some of his friends in Fort Collins, Colorado, 60 miles north of Denver. Outside of the UK, this is where Dave calls home. It has a quaint small-town America feel about the place, low rise and plenty of quirky shops. But this week, we are going to spend a lot of time on the road, starting with a road trip up to Dave's cabin in the Rocky Mountains. It's about a 2-hour drive up into the foothills overlooking Fort Collins, including a lot of rough and bumpy dirt track roads. The area is home to bears and other wild animals.
Welcome to my home away from home, up here in the Rocky Mountain foothills.
I like to call it the mud hut.
So we're in Dave's cabin up in the Rocky Mountains, and it's a pretty rough old ride through all the dirt tracks and potholes to get here, having to open gates and stuff.
Well, if you like raspberries, there's plenty of them right over here. Some wild raspberries. I'm not sure they're good or not, but we're going to give it a whirl. Very tasty, actually.
Dave suggests we go for a walk in the woods.
Well, this is my property up in the Rocky Mountains. It's 36 acres, but it abuts the Roosevelt National Forest, which is 600,000 acres. And basically from here over to Fort Collins is 600,000 acres of national forest that basically nobody can get to except for me and a few others that live up here. So it's pretty secluded up here.
So we're going for a walk through the woods to find a viewpoint over the Rocky Mountains.
He's lost. Lost is what I am. That's Fort Collins down that way. You can see streets and lakes.
So this is what you get when you own half a mountain. Why do you whack me with a cone?
Ow! Ah! I mean, I know where we were.
Well, it's only 600,000 acres. How lost can we get?
Well, it's too dense to go that direction. We have to go that way.
There's still 8 hours of daylight left yet.
There it is.
Wait for a while.
Home sweet home. I knew where we were all along.
Picnic in the mountain with the bears. We helped Dave with a few chores like clearing the roadway of fallen trees before heading back to our apartment in town. Well, we've come over 4,500 miles to here in Colorado to see the solar eclipse tomorrow. Right now it's cloudy. BBC are even forecasting thunder for tomorrow. We head out for a stroll around Fort Collins and bump into a brewery.
We're at New Belgian Brewery here in Fort Collins, Colorado. I think this is the 6th largest brewer in the U.S. They make fat tire beer and all sorts of different varieties of beer. Very eco-centric and employee-owned corporation. Yes, the new Garden of the Gods.
You can take a tour of the brewery facility.
They make their own energy here to power the brewery. They make it through solar panels as well as the waste products that come out of the brew process. This is the barley they make fat tire out of. And these are the hops that go into it.
Wow, that smells pretty hoppy.
Oh, it's like the DNA of beer. And this is fat tire.
Off to the store. We're just heading into the supermarket to get some supplies for the long trip out towards the eclipse. Danger is we could be stuck in the car for hours on end. We stock up with plenty of food and water for the road trip. Solar eclipse cake. Maybe we should buy one of those. I think we're feeding an army. The weather is not looking promising. Time to head home for a nap. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and we've just set off from Fort Collins, heading out towards Glendo in the path of totality. And I want sleep. With thousands of people expected, the good people of Glendo have opened up their airfield for people to park up and view the eclipse. It's 7:30 in the morning. We're at Glendo Airfield. Surprisingly easy to get here and get in. Really didn't experience any of the expected delays at all. Now it's just a waiting game till about 11:40 when hopefully things might get a little darker.
Only got about 4 hours sleep. I don't feel too bad though.
Derek, a friend of Dave's, has travelled up with us to see the eclipse.
So here we are in Glendo, Wyoming. We're about 2 hours north of Fort Collins, where we came from, about 147 miles from my house. And we're in the cowboy state of Wyoming, in the beautiful town of Glendo. We've got, looks like thousands and thousands of people here to see the eclipse. Glendo should be right in the center of the totality line, so we should be in for a good show.
Sounds awfully bright.
Everyone has their cameras, binoculars and telescopes set up and ready. And then it begins. The sky darkens. Wow! There is a 360-degree sunset. Flares can be seen erupting from the surface of the sun. Comes the ring. And then... Woo! Oh my god. Oh my god. And as quickly as it darkened, the daylight returns. Well, that was the total eclipse, and it was pretty special.
We just saw the sun's atmosphere and it's pretty spectacular.
Dun-da-dun, dun-da-dun, my Corona.
Well, that was spectacular. Completely worth the drive, and I think I'll be making an attempt to see another one next chance I get. That was beautiful.
Well, that was awesome. And now the clouds are moving in, but we had clear skies all morning. Excellent.
So the eclipse is awesome, but now we have a long journey home through heavy traffic.
The traffic crawls along at about 5 miles an hour.
2 years of planning, 2 minutes of eclipse, and 200 hours of driving back, apparently.
It's just as well we bought food. Chris hones his skills making sandwiches in the back seat, and we drive for 11 hours without so much as a restroom stop. And for the second time today, we see the sun disappear. But it was all worthwhile. Well, that's it. We're back at the apartment now in Fort Collins after an 11-hour drive back from the eclipse. I'm going to have a cider and then head off to bed. Today we've come out to Horsetooth Reservoir and we're renting a boat. So we're going to have a little paddle around and see what's out there.
Having fun yet?
Yeah.
We in a no wake area now.
I think we can just go a little bit more.
Well, 8 miles an hour. The speedometer on the boat goes up to 50.
But it doesn't take long for Chris to work out how to get the boat moving. Well, it's turned into a lovely day. It was cloudy when we came out. I thought it might be a bit miserable out on the lake, but sun's out.
So we are now entering one of Horsetooth's many coves.
That's nice.
He's aiming straight for the paddle borders. We're at Horsetooth Reservoir, which is named after that mountain behind me that looks like a horse tooth. It's about 6.5 miles long and 225 miles of coastline, and at its steepest, it's about 200 feet deep. This is a man-made reservoir that was made many years ago, but it used to be the town of Stout is actually underneath this lake. They built it to retain the water from the Aputure River and some other rivers because the farmers need the water.
The reservoir is used for all types of water sports.
Yeah, it's been good. Learn how to play in a boat.
Go for throttle up. Jettison the main stage boosters. Now we're having a great time today. It's a beautiful weather and it's time to get back in, so give the throttle.
It's all back.
Now we're heading off to meet Paul, another of Dave's friends, for dinner and to exchange Eclipse stories.
We're having dinner at Cider Restaurant.
Oh. Hey, what are you doing, Fuzzy?
Paul got back quicker than us.
We did it about 8
that's what you said, yeah.
And we ended up heading south and taking a dirt road that came out right at Glendo, but we had a right-hand turn onto the highway. We ended up heading towards Laramie, so there's a fast road over, it's kind of southwest, and then took Laramie down on 287 from there. 287 was blasted, it was fast. We left right after, probably about 15 minutes after totality ended. We took that dirt road, and there was a big caravan of cars. I mean, everybody was moving at high speed.
Then we head up to Paul's house overlooking the reservoir for Eclipse cake, beer and entertainment. Paul plays in a band.
So the guitar is a Stratocaster, and the pedal is called the Helix, that does modeling amplifiers and actually modeling guitars as well. So that blue guitar on the wall over there is a Line 6 Variax, which actually simulates different guitar sounds using modeling technology. Yes.
He also works for HP, developing virtual reality systems, which are very impressive.
There should be an aircraft somewhere.
Oh, wait, a huge whale.
Pretty famous demo, it's called the Blue.
Just across from our apartment is a wonderful cider bar where we've been drinking all week. So we're in Fort Collins and we found a cider bar called Scrumpy's, and Jennifer here runs it, so tell us all about it.
Welcome to Scrumpy, home of Summit Hard Cider. We are an equal opportunity cider provider. We have 45 taps, about 25 of them are ciders, 12 to 14 we make here on site, and then we have ciders from around Colorado, around the country, and around the world. We just have a lot of fun with cider, and we're trying to use as much local fruit as we possibly can. Here is one of ours that was largely a crabapple type of cider called Dances with Squirrels. And then we have some of the crazy flavors, blueberry, lavender.
Yeah, I tried the pineapple cider earlier in the week and that was quite interesting. So anyway, if you're in town, come and check Scrumpy out.
It's all about the fruit.
So this is Dances with Squirrels. Apparently they have a lot of problem with the squirrels eating the apples.
Probably one of my favorite ciders in the world. Okay, this is Tom Oliver's Posh Scrumpy Dry at Scrumpy's. I think you'll enjoy this one.
All the way from Herefordshire.
A little taste
It's got
of
a lovely little taste to it that's
got
says
that
real cider.
real apple underneath there. No.
Next time we're in Chicago where we try Chicago deep dish pizza and visit Boys Town. Still to come, we finish our trip in New York City. So don't forget to subscribe now so as not to miss the next part. And if you already missed it, check out part 1 from Las Vegas and the Grand Canyon.